Kaci's vid screen chimed, and an image of her older sister appeared on the screen. For a minute, she just stared. Darlene had the face of a cherub. She had bright green eyes and shoulder-length brown hair that matched their father's. She had innocence, intelligence, and strength, which made her dangerous in battle. But more than that, she had a kind heart. Choking back her tears, Kaci spoke, "Connect." Darlene was leaning back on her bright orange and red sofa, her legs, real and artificial, drawn up next to her. It was a stark reminder that her sister had already fought for their country when their greatest enemy was a dangerous group of terrorists. How could any of us have known that while we were wasting our time fighting each other, the real enemy circled above our heads? Kaci had been ineligible for the military because of the virus, so her big sister had gone, protecting all of them, but she hadn't returned the same. While the leg was obvious, it was more than that. Without the money to buy a biologically identical leg, her sister was in constant pain. Getting the bio leg is the only way to stop the pains that make her life a living hell. The ancient metal leg strapped to her knee was just not enough. She deserves better, and my sacrifice will give it to her. Worry created small lines in the corners of Darlene's mouth. "I haven't heard from you in a while. I was starting to think something bad." "I can't live like this anymore," she blurted out before she lost her nerve. Surprise flickered in the depths of Darlene's eyes, and she slowly dropped her legs to the carpeted floor. "You're going back on the meds?" Kaci shook her head, paused, shook it again, then again. "Stop," she commanded herself. She stopped shaking her head, obeying. "All I do is obey my obsessive thoughts now. No, not my thoughts, the thoughts from the virus." She clenched the fabric of her white pants, then released her fingers. Looking down, she noted the wrinkle. More anxiety bubbled inside of her. "No," Kaci swallowed. "I'm volunteering to be tested for the Star Squad." The color drained from Darlene's face. "No, you don't have to do that. You just need to find the right doctor." "Change your pants, now." Kaci's laugh was bitter. "So another one can tell me it's all in my head? That roughly 5% of women randomly develop debilitating OCD and anxiety the day after the alien craft crash, but it has nothing to do with the aliens? We're making progress with the government. Just give them more time to find a cure." "They aren't even looking for a cure, damn it. All of us are suffering. We're either dying quickly or more slowly, and I'm sick of waiting for a cure that isn't going to come." She closed her mouth, surprised to realize she'd been yelling. Darlene ran an angry hand through her dark hair, her lips forming curses she didn't speak out loud. "It doesn't matter if you don't get better. At least you're here. This is suicide." "Change." "I know, but it's for a cause, and you know what? Intentional or not, that damn ship brought this virus here. It's their fault I have this condition. I want to fight them." Her sister slammed her fist down on the table in front of her, eyes blazing with anger. "They've already done a draft. The aliens will be fought. It doesn't have to be you. This family has already given enough." She paused, visibly getting herself under control. After a second, she spoke more calmly. "We can go to more doctors." To waste the little money we have instead of focusing on you? To helping the one of us who has a chance? No. With the money I'll get from joining the Star Squad, you'll finally be able to achieve your dreams. One of us can really have it all, and it should be you. "I'm sorry, but Darlene held up her hand. "You have other options besides this. I won't support you in it. I need you." "That's not fair. No one stopped you when you wanted to fight. I couldn't go then. Let me do what I can now." Anxiety made her wring her hands. She didn't want to leave her sister like this. "Please, I need to go." "No," her sister said. "You don't. And if you do this, if you abandon me after losing Mom and Dad, I will never forgive you." Darlene hesitated, her voice coming out stronger. "I need you." Kaci was taken aback. Does she really need me? She's always been the strong one to take care of both of us. How am I supposed to leave now when she's never asked me for anything before? "Please?" Her sister's word came out choked. The answer was suddenly clear, though it almost killed her. I can't leave her alone in this world. Kaci hung her head. Fine. Her sister's tortured expression relaxed. Thank you, because even if you can't see it, even if I don't show it enough, I need you as much as you need me. Someone knocked at Kaci's front door. Who's that? Darlene asked, frowning. Kaci was shaking, afraid of what she might say or not say. I'm not sure, but I better check. Her sister's gaze held hers. I love you. Even though Kaci's heart hurt, she forced a smile. I love you too. Forever and always. Forever and always. The moment they hung up, there was another knock. Change. She pushed the thought aside, gritting her teeth. Rising on shaking legs, she walked to the front door and peered out the small peephole. Outside, 2 dark-haired men in military uniforms stood waiting. It's fate. Her heart pounded as she opened the door. Hello? Darlene Summers? Horror made the hair on the back of her neck stand on end. No, this can't be. What do you want? The taller soldier squared his shoulders and put down the hand comp he was carrying. I'm Officer Thompson, and you know why I'm here. Don't make this harder than it already is. We're looking for Darlene. Are you her? My sister must not have updated her address yet, so they think she still lives here. I have a chance to protect her, if I handle this right. Kaci drew herself up as tall as she could, asking the question even though she already knew the answer. Are you here for the draft? Officer Thompson rolled his eyes. I'm sure you can put 2 and 2 together here, right? Because we've had a long morning. My sister has already done her duty to this country. A look passed between the 2 men. Ma'am, please. She's a goddamn vet, Kaci shouted. She lost a leg. She's sacrificed enough. Her words seemed to settle between them, and the atmosphere changed. The shorter soldier removed his hat. I'm so sorry. That's unfortunate, but it doesn't change our job, Officer Thompson said, clearing his throat as he held up his comp. He began to recite from the screen. Darlene Summers is hereby enlisted in the Star Squad, the sole force in the battle against the alien invaders. Please understand that this is necessary and not a decision that was made lightly. Even though we had hoped to avoid a draft, our battle plans were set in place when they crashed their ship here 20 years ago. In that vessel, we extracted their plans. They are returning in 7 days' time to invade Earth and enslave mankind. He paused for a breath. The ship we've captured and reverse engineered can only be flown by women. Your service will prevent them from destroying our technology and systems and, most of all, humanity. It is our last hope to avoid the destruction and enslavement of mankind. In return, your family or an heir of your choice will be compensated with $1 million cash. It is your duty to... Fate is cruel, but I don't have to let it win. This is what I wanted anyway. And I would do anything to protect my sister. Anything. I'll do it. He started, looking up from the comp and halting his monotone speech. What? I volunteer to be tested in her place. You volunteer? The other guard repeated, his expression softening. Are you sure? Yes, Kaci answered without hesitation. Then she added more quietly. She's my sister, and she already got a Purple Heart in the Winter War. Surprise, then sympathy, reflected in his dark eyes. As you wish. The paperwork took a surprisingly short time, and then she was given her testing appointment the very next morning. As they left, Kaci stared at her ticket, then set the germ-covered number down carefully just inside her door. It's done. Tomorrow I'll be tested, and whatever those damn aliens want from us, it'll be me going up there, not my sister. She went to her hand comp and typed a simple message to Darlene. I'm sorry, but I'm submitting myself to be tested for the Star Squad. I hope one day you can find it in your heart to forgive me. I love you forever and always. She scheduled the message to be delivered long after her testing appointment, then turned off her comp and shuffled down the empty hallway with its blank walls to her bedroom. She walked past the bed, nightstand, and lone lamp to the closet, where she pulled out an identical pair of white pants hung with the utmost care. Taking them out, she dressed with caution, aware that if any tears fell on the fabric, her brain would make her change again and again. I hate you, she directed the thought at her brain. As always, there was no answer. Tomorrow can't come soon enough.